So very good morning students. In today's class we will see fourth type of commutation, that is class D commutation, also known as voltage commutation. So till now we have discussed three types of commutation technique for the thyristor. First one is the class A commutation known as a load commutation. Second one is the class B commutation known as the current commutation. Third C, that is class C commutation known as a complementary commutation. Now fourth one is the class D commutation known as a voltage commutation. So in this technique we will see that how we can make the thyristor to be commutated. So this type of commutation technique is used in step down chopper, therefore it is also known as a voltage commutated chopper because it commutated thyristor by using the voltage magnitude. So this is the basic topology of our step down chopper, in which the switch is there, which is made up of thyristor, that is TM, main thyristor. DC supply is applied to chopper and output is V0, which is in that is a DC in nature, and this is the main circuit. And in this for the case of step down chopper, output voltage is always less than the input voltage, that is Vs. If the load is resistive, then what is the waveform of the output voltage? That is the up to T on time thyristor will be on, so this output voltage equals to input voltage, and when the thyristor will be off, then it will be zero output voltage. So in this case we will define output voltage to be alpha times of Vs, where alpha is the duty cycle. Now for the in case of inductive load, so in case of inductive load at the output side, we will use a freewheeling diode which will provide the path for the load current to flow in case of our main thyristor will be in off condition or in the negative cycle. So this is the waveform in case of inductive load. We will put the freewheeling diode in parallel with the load. So up to T on time, main thyristor will be on and it will be off, so that uh, our freewheeling diode will be conducting in the negative cycle and freewheels the energy. So in case of inductive load, we have to use always freewheeling diode. Now we will come to our main commutation circuit of this class D commutation. So see the topology of class D commutation. So this is circuit topology of class D commutation, in which two thyristors are there. First one is main thyristor and second one is the auxiliary thyristor, and one capacitor will be there, and L and diode will be there. And if we supply the Vs to be input DC supply to this thyristor combination, and output side, that is a load and with freewheeling diode. So here we assume two conditions. Capacitor is initially charged to Vs volts. So this capacitor, which will be showing as a plus polarity and minus polarity here, this capacitor will be charged to Vs volts in the initial condition, that is t less than 0. Let us consider the load to be highly inductive, so that the load current I0 remains constant. So in this case we assume that our load to be highly inductive, so that it will act like a current source, so our output current I0 will almost constant at the output side. So now we will see the modes of conduction of this circuit. So in first mode of conduction, at t is equals to 0, our main thyristor will be on. So at t is equals to 0, main thyristor will be on. So this auxiliary thyristor is in off condition. So auxiliary thyristor will be in off condition and main thyristor will be in on condition. So this main thyristor will be on condition. See in the circuit topology of this class D first mode. So its main thyristor will be on condition, so almost short circuited, and this capacitor provides this LC combination, that is a resonating circuit, will provide the charging current to flow like this in this direction as shown by the red line. And so what is the if we apply KCL here, then ITM, that is the main thyristor current, which will be flowing from source side, and this capacitor provides the charging current. Reference polarity is dictated by IC, and originally this IC will be flowing as denoted by this red color pen. So if you apply KCL at this input point, if you apply KCL to this input point, then ITM is equals to IC plus I0, because ITM is equals to I0, which will be flowing in steady state. And now this capacitor provides the charging current, so it will be added to this output current, which is constant one. So what is the expression of this charging current? So in LC combination, we always write the charging current to be IC equals to IP sine omega naught t, where IP is the peak value of charging current, which will be given by Vs root over C by L. And if we want to find the voltage across this capacitor, then it will be given by Vc equals to this is simply what we do, 1 upon C integration IC dt. So if you put IC value to be here, then if we integrate, then it will be Vc, that is a capacitor voltage, Vs equals to cos omega naught t. So it is a cosine in function. So at the end, first thing we will have to learn here is that the diode which will be using here in this path, what is the function of this diode? So diode is used to avoid current commutation, because at the end of the first mode capacitor reverses its polarity. So as the starting polarity will be denoted as plus minus, but the end this polarity will be minus plus, because capacitor is discharged, so it reverses its polarity. So if it reverses its polarity, it provides the charging current to be in opposite direction. So if it provides a charging current in the opposite direction, then see how it provides a charging current at the end of the, so it provides charging current in this direction. So this main thyristor will be in off condition or current commutation condition. So capacitor reverses polarity and flowing its charging current, which is avoid the I naught. So I naught will be avoided because main thyristor will be in off condition. If this capacitor reverses polarity, then it provides charging current in the opposite direction. So it will make the main thyristor will be in off condition. So to avoid this current commutation problem, we will assume this polarity will be plus minus here. So at the end of first mode, capacitor cannot discharge in opposite direction. Why not discharge? Because this is a problem. Main thyristor will be current commutated. So at the end of first mode, the polarity will be minus plus Vs. So in this case, charging current will be in 0. Why charging current will be 0? Because our main thyristor will be in off condition at the end of first mode. So if IC equals to 0, charging current will be 0, then ITM will be I naught. Why? Because charging current will be 0. So ITM is source side current, which will be flowing through this main thyristor, will be equal to output current. So it's the first mode of conduction. So in the second mode of conduction, our main thyristor will be in off condition. Why? Because charging current will be 0. So in the second mode of conduction, at t is equals to t on time, let us assume that t is equals to t on time, our auxiliary thyristor will be in on condition and main thyristor will be off at the end of first mode. So in the second mode, if we make this main thyristor will be off condition, so it will be simply off. So no current will be there in this branch. So if the auxiliary thyristor will be on, it will be short circuited as denoted here, and the current will be flowing from the source side to be like this, flowing through this auxiliary thyristor, and it will be goes to output side because main thyristor will be in off condition. So at the beginning, what is the capacitor polarity, which is same as we have ended in the after the first mode. So first mode minus plus, it is the polarity of the capacitor voltage. So Vc equals to minus Vs is the capacitor polarity at the beginning of this second mode, and at the end of second mode this polarity is further reverses plus minus and. So in this mode Ta will be on, Tm will be off condition. So in this case, what is the direction of this charging current? Charging current will be flowing in the opposite direction as denoted as a reference polarity. This charging current will be in opposite direction and its value equals to I naught, and its value equals to I naught, which is flowing through the load side. And what is the output voltage? So V naught equals to, if we apply KVL here in the current flowing path, then plus Vs at the source side, and this will be added to this minus Vs at the beginning. So it will be 2 Vs at the output side, and at the end, if we end, then polarity will be plus minus Vs across the capacitor. So this resultant voltage at the output side will become 0. Now we apply a KVL. So then V naught equals to 0 at the end of second mode. Then this charging current equals to 0. Why charging current will be 0? Because there is no net difference of voltage will be there in this branch, because two voltages are same. If you apply KVL, then it will be 0 at the output side. So no charging current will be there. If no charging current will be there in this LC branch, then what happens? This TA, this auxiliary thyristor, will be in off condition because no charging current. It will become like a open circuit. So in this case, our auxiliary thyristor will be in off condition. So these are the two modes of conduction of this class D commutation technique, and we will further continue with the waveform in the second part of this lecture. Thank you.